Alrighty, here it is. This is just for testing purposes, as the other motorized guys, bike guys say. This is way too big a battery. It's from a lawnmower. I need to get like a scooter battery because this comes with a box. You can put it in, the battery into a box, which I will bolt onto this section here from underneath, and that way you don't see this dumb stuff. But as soon as I'm going to at least test it in that configuration. Here goes the chain put on. I didn't do it yesterday, but I did it today. Today's Thursday, October the 8th. I'm waiting for my tool to pull the pedals off for Friday, October the 10th, is it? No, tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, or it might be Monday, but whatever. The chain is on, and as I said, I was going to put the electronic box back here with the battery. If I would have had the smaller battery, I might have made that work out. Instead, I went inside the box, I tore everything out of the box, and I extended the wires. So, coming out of the box, the first thing you get is this big gigantic wire right here. You see it's coming back down here, and the wires that come back this way, you'll see here that I put it, I use telephone speaker wire. It's thicker than the wire they use, but what had to come back from, of course, you see the rectifier and the CDI. On the CDI and the rectifier, they pretty much, I just put them together right there, so I didn't have to cut any wires. You see two wires cut here. I'll tell you what they're for later. But I had to cut, let me see, it was 3 green, 2 red, 1 yellow, 1 blue, 2 orange. Now everybody knows that the green is ground, so the 3 green ones go to ground of whatever section it went to. Just match them green to green. Really, the only thing I extended were 3 wires coming to the back, which was the red wire, which is only a fuse that sends it back to the starter solenoid. It's a fused wire. I don't even know where it goes. And the yellow and orange wire sends it over to the solenoid signal to start, to crank the engine. Of course, like any Chrysler or Ford. The positive wire, there was plenty of it to reach back here. The negative wire, I have it grounded to the body chassis, to the motor chassis where it mounts at. And then it had plenty of wire to reach here. Here it is, ground. I zip tied everything out of the way, especially these wires here, because, you know, chain goes right by here. So I had to zip tie everything behind there. Comes down, comes back up, and that's your starter wire. Here's your starter, right there. Followed that back up. I made a loop and made sure that the yellows were connected together, the blue, the green, and whatever, you know, the solenoid kill switch. But it's also, there's a bunch more. There's at least 2 more, and that's for the solenoid start switch. You can see, when you want to kill it, you just slide it over, push it over, off. Push it this way, hit the start button. Instead of that being the kill switch like it usually is, it's the start button, and this is your kill button, that way. This does nothing, absolutely nothing. You can have it on, you can have it off, it don't matter, it starts up either way. So once I rewired this all up, I taped it up, I zip tied it, zip loop. I looped this one here because this one is the original, so I didn't have to cut anything here. I just looped it, zip tied it real tight, and then right in here I did a bunch of cutting. There was at least what I say was 3 green, 2 orange, 1 red, 1 blue, 1 yellow. So as you can see, green, red. So there was 2 reds. One red went here, the other red went back here. And one red to this side. A green. Again, here's another green. Wait a minute. It was a green somewhere. It goes elsewhere. I had to rewire that up. Well, I think it's back up in here. This one. One of these two. Yeah. Anyway, so what happens is you get an extra plug with this kit. Here it is. It's green and orange. And what I assume, I'm going to test that out later, it sends a signal. So you could put a headlight on, I guess. You know, some kind of power you could send. It's ground and hot. This orange one would probably be hot once you start it. And that's your ground, of course. Everybody knows Chinese green is ground. It's black, otherwise in American, green for Chinese. Even though this is a bike battery bullet train motor, my opinion is that these are still Chinese motors, because why would it come with green wire for ground? That's, you know, obvious for me. I don't know. Maybe for not other people. But, so anyways, here, starting off here, let's just follow it through. Solenoid, rectifier. Let's see, can you see it better that way? Yeah, that way. That comes up, one of them come up this way, comes back here. Boom, bang, starter solenoid. Goes back down here, this way, into the starter. And then from your motor, which is this other one, that goes back up this way. That feeds the magneto and the whatever else is in there. It's working. So this motor comes with, again, it comes with a starter, but in case your battery goes dead, you have a pull starter to get you home. It didn't come with the, of course, it came with a short pipe that goes here for the carburetor, and the carburetor won't fit in this frame. And this is not the frame I'm keeping it in, by the way. I'm going to get another. I'm going to get that bike battery aluminum frame with the fixed motor thing and put everything on there, so I can eliminate this ugly tank and whatnot. So that would probably mean rewiring this stuff, but it doesn't matter because I don't care. I'm sure that then I'll be able to put the correct manifold in here, because this manifold inside here in this head, they have a nice ported area. It's very wide. It looks like it could suck in a lot of air. And this manifold right here is restricting that. It's just a little round hole, where this has an oblong, not oblong, but an oblong funnel, and it's actually, there is no trash in there. It is nice and smooth going in. Also, when you take the head off, if you guys ever do that stuff, you might as not do anything, because the transfer ports that's on this side and the other side, they're very smooth. No need to work on them at all. It's very, very smooth inside. You do get it. The reason why I know, because you get the motor with the piston, the head off. Piston is not on the thing. You have to mount the piston onto the crankshaft connecting rod, then put in your head, and be very careful, because you have, the rings have a certain area they have to sit at. They have little dowel pins on the side of the piston where the rings, the gap is. And the only reason why I'm not taking it for a ride right now is because the gear I put on here is, of course, a gear for higher speeds. And it's not going to take off with me. I'm about 260 pounds. It's not going to roll. It's going to just bog out, die. So I have to assist the starting out, the very beginning, very small amount of stuff, you know, pressure going forward, and then the motor will take over. Because this still is only a 66cc motor. It still only has 3 horsepower. That's all it is. So they're not very powerful. Plus, I'm restricting the carburetor. It is the, what do they call the MT carburetor? I don't find my motor is not revving up any higher than normal, than the original carb. And here goes the new pedals. It's got to go on. Right there. Here's the brand new carburetor that came with it. It's just your regular motorized bike carburetor. But I have that other high performance carburetor. Both of these are supposed to be high performance. That MT and this one here, I don't know what the hell aftermarket it's supposed to be. I'm also going to try to put a Mikuni carburetor on here in the future. It has a separate choke right over here. You have a thumb choke. You press the choke. There it is. Sorry. Pull on the choke so you can choke it, and then release it so you unchoke it. It goes onto your handlebars. So the things I am going to do to this already, I started, is both brakes on one handle. I have a homemade boost bottle somewhere here. Here we are. Believe it or not, this works. This is a hot sauce bottle. The hose is perfect for the inside dead center. The rubber hose fits right in there, tight. So I'm planning on getting this up in here somehow. Maybe on the other bike. Tapping this here, and then put the hose on the hair to hair. So then we'll have that working on that. The exhaust system are completely different on these bikes because I have a bunch of exhausts. I would have put a banana, but the exhaust is actually going out the other side on this bike, and it's a gigantic flange. There's a way different than the original mufflers that used to come with this. Back in the day, I was experimenting to show you who I am. Maybe you'll see it on a video. I do have a video out there where I built this Y pipe manifold with the boost bottle. I built it. I put it on the bike. People kept telling me it won't run. It won't run. Well, guess what? They were wrong. I ran the shit out of it. I ran it till it got hot. The thing got so hot that it couldn't take it. So, but it can be done. Maybe I should have jetted the jets a little less. Maybe not. Here's my throttle for that carburetor. I built it. I made it work. And I'll probably do it again one day. I don't know. Right now, I'm just going to try to make this motor run in about 50 miles an hour. Putting the boost bottle on it. Hopefully this head, you can't do anything with these heads because the head is one piece. It's one piece. There's not two halves no more. It's one piece. The pistons are exactly the same, but the head is, you can't, and the heads are not the same. The heads bolts are completely in a different area, so you can't substitute the old style head with this head and jug. So there's nothing I could do with this. I wanted to lower the compression on it by sanding it down. I thought that the heads might have been, but that's not happening. So I could bring up the compression, a little bit of horsepower. Yeah, boost bottle is the best I can do for it. A different carburetor, hopefully it works harder. And the gear. And with that, see this motor, according to them, this motor is a much more well-balanced motor, much more better built. So hopefully we can do something here. Maybe I could put a higher piston. Goes in here just a little bit more for compression. And that's about it. And I think I get my tool either tomorrow, or if not, it's going to be Monday. And I won't be able to ride it till then. Just a test ride. And I just put it on this bike just for the hell of it. This is It's a decent shape. It's old, but decent shape. It's all, this is just for testing the motor. I want to see what kind of power it has compared to the other motors I have built. I've been doing this for 8 years. I just haven't been on YouTube ever. And I'm going to start recording some of this stuff. All right, nice to see you. The name is J&J. Jack of all trades, master of none. Bye.